Afternoon, how are you all doing? How's everybody? All good? Happy Monday. Afternoon, Ian, Peter, Christian, Monkey, Julio, Yotco, Evil, Crom, Neo, Fletch, Doug, Dougal, even. US 30 to the moon. I don't know. What happens at the Open? Afternoon, Kennelly, Outro, Gregors, Brian. Lots of people in here today, isn't there? Alan Bay. Everybody give us a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get to loads of thumbs up. Because it's good getting a thumbs up. We like a thumbs up. Give me 1 sec. Doing multiple things. Afternoon, JC. Mustafa. Right, so no news today. Totally dead. For news, this week's big week, we've got consumer confidence tomorrow, which won't really do a lot. So yes, tomorrow's pretty dead as well. All kicks off on Wednesday with CPI for the Australian dollar, which happens early morning. We've got non-farm employment at 1:15, followed by the Canadian GDP. Then it's FOMC. Press conference will tell us where we're going with the US dollar. That's not going to change. Onto Thursday, we've got the monetary policy statement and the bank rate for the UK. That's not going to change either. Then we've got unemployment for the US, and then we go into unemployment rate and non-farm on Friday. So big week, all starts tomorrow, Wednesday morning early, and then all kicks off from there. So Monday and Tuesday this week, probably not going to do anything. We will see. Afternoon, Evans, Virginia, how we doing? So this morning, no trade on the DAX this morning. The pre-market range was too low. Too small, tiny pre-market range today. We also had a even tinier 5-minute open. So no trades taken on the DAX, but we did get, if you did take the pre-market range, which was tiny, less than 10% of ADR, you got a nice break short. Well done. 3 to 4R to the downside if you took that. I didn't. I've just done that. Button. FTSE clean break this morning. So the pre-market range broke high. I took 1.5 R on the first position and just a little bit of profit on the second. We only got to 2R, so that was the target basically. This candle here opened there and was basically like that. And obviously that was my target, and it missed my target by a pip. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, nah, you're not getting away with that. So I closed it. And of course, as soon as I closed it, it shot straight up and hit target. So nice, easy break on the FTSE this morning. So those are done. Friday, if you were here on Friday, I banked 0.5% on Friday, 0.5% banked today. So up 5% on this account. I was up 8% on the US account before I closed that one down and transferred the money out. So 13% so far this month. Only got 2 days left. This morning, no news at all, really. Money markets pricing in the first ECB rate cut of 0.25% in April. We know that. Stop telling us. You're going to change your mind, tell us. Otherwise, just stop telling us. So we had some talking heads this morning. Gindos, isn't it? Yeah, the Gindos was talking this morning when I came on. We should start cutting rates sooner rather than later to avoid abrupt moves. No need to wait for the first quarter wage data, blah, blah, blah. So basically, as everybody, March, April, everybody looks like they're going to cut their rates at the moment based on the data at the moment. We will see. So there we go. So that's news. They're watching me. Who's watching me, Brian? Who's watching me? Aliens? So this morning so far, we've had a little bit of a push up on the NAS, ever so slightly pushed up on the Dow, but just to do the gap, and a slight push up on the S&P, but nowhere near the daily range on anything. We're absolutely miles away from daily ranges. Daily range isn't even on the chart on that one. So, yeah, we've got loads and loads of room to the upside and the downside, as you can see. So, should be a normal open. FTSE and the DAX this morning, though, were incredibly slow to open. Very, very, very light liquidity this morning. So, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, really, really quiet open. So, I'm not expecting fireworks. The big guys, you took your position off. Yeah. Yeah. So they just waited for me basically to get out. And then as soon as I got out, obviously they did what they wanted to do, which was go and hit my target. But that happens all the time. That is totally, totally normal. We got 1.5 minutes to the open. FX wise this morning, I've got a couple of ADRs and a couple of RSIs to look at. Nothing particularly exciting. Bear with me a sec. Go on there. Yeah, so there's nothing particularly exciting happening this morning. I'm not expecting a lot of movement on FX today or tomorrow because obviously got massive news coming up this week. But we have managed to get a hit on the euro odd. So big drop there on the euro against the Australian dollar. It's the euro basically which has been dropping, as you can see. Euro Swiss has hit the downside as well, and euro pound. No, sorry, euro New Zealand. So we got ADR hits there. So good bounce opportunities on all of those. No reason why they shouldn't just bounce back up again, at least do half the move that they've done back up into a propulsion. So all good ADR reversals. Drop down M5, wait for the reversal alert. There's your reverse alert. There's your retest. There's your W. Looking for a push up on all of those. So there's 3 ADR hits. Those are also RSIs. Actually, it's not the same, is it? It's Euro Swiss, Euro CAD is an RSI. Market's just about to open in 20 seconds. So Euro Swiss, we looked at that one this morning. Extended on the hourly and the 4 hourly. So nice big extension on the hourly there. Nice big extension on the 4 hour. We're down to the 20 level pretty much there. So looking for a good pullback on that one. We got Euro CAD is extended on both. Only just though, just got below the 30 on both. So opportunity for a nice pullback. Good pullback on that entire leg. Loads of propulsion gap targets to the upside on that. So plenty of room. And pound CAD is also extended on the hourly to the downside. Only just though. I want it below the 25 ready to get an entry. Got lovely support coming up on the pound CAD. Look. Got this area here, which we tapped into, this area here. So this whole area here is all support. These 2 black lines, which are your weekly. That's last week's low and the 2-week low. Again, this is just range bound, so very good chance of a bounce out of that. So lots of good opportunities on the RSIs. We'll have a look at what I've closed out and stuff. Markets open. Long on the Dow. No trade on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ range is too tight. 193, 216 is 10% of ADR. So again, very, very tight pre-market. Good chance of getting whipsawed. So not taking the pre-market range there. Dow, I'm long. S&P, just about got the range on that one to get a pre-market. So we'll be taking the pre-market on that. We'll see if we get a decent break. Afternoon, Mumo. David. Mumo, 27 likes. Smash. Hulk, smash thumbs on like button, please. Lots of Euro news today. No news today. Dead today. Yeah, there's talking head news, but I mean, don't pay any attention to this. This is the market is dropped off the back of this. We know that. I've been announcing this in here for the last 3 months. It's not. This isn't news. This is just a confirmation. Yes, I know we're going to put the rates down somewhere around March, April. We know that. It's not. So the market's just reacting, overreacting to what we already know. It's not a real move. Same as the pound move last week wasn't a real move. You know, I said the same thing with the pound. Yeah. That's not a move. Mean revert it. Same with this euro. It's not a move. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. It's an overreaction to what we already know. So all good ADR reversals. Pop it back up again. Right. See where we're going. So Dow's out the highs. S&P is trying to go long. NASDAQ looks like it's rejecting the pre-market lows. Well, not the pre-market lows, but the low just before the market opened. So upside targets on the Dow today, 2R for me is just shy of yesterday's high or Friday's high, which is last week's high where we ended. So that's a really good target to the upside, likely to get a bit of resistance bounce there. And then if we do break out, off we go. So the Dow obviously is up at all-time highs. So if we do break out of this weekly high today, sky's the limit. We can go wherever we want because there's no resistance to the upside. However, we've had a very big, strong multi-day push. We had a 3-day push the week before and into early next week. Last week, sorry. No, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Monday still pushed, didn't it? So Thursday, Friday, and Monday last week, big rally. Flagged and we broke out. So potentially this could easily go. There's no real earnings today. 29th. So there's no earnings today. Post-market on Friday, we just had, that's pre-market on Friday. We had American Express, so that's already done. So there's no earnings today. Next earnings are tomorrow. We got Google aftermarket and Microsoft. So Wednesday's going to be the big day next week. Long on the S&P. We've got 30 seconds to go till the 5-minute candle's in. Okay, just pulling back out of that high at the minute. Bit of a whippy open again. Bipolar Monday, yeah. This is exactly what the DAX was like this morning. And the FTSE, yeah, just couldn't get going. The market is not going to want to do any big moves ahead of FOMC. It's just not the norm. So there's your 5-minute ORB on the NASDAQ taken there long. So just about got the range on that. 225, 216 is 10%. So just about got enough on the range on that. We are breaking to the upside on the S&P. But not, this is not exactly setting the world on fire, is it? This afternoon. Just give it a couple of minutes and see if we can get some traction on this Dow move. Just want to, so S&P as well, we've got obviously the double top from last week's high as a potential resistance to the upside. So if we do try and go long today, we've got the Dow and the S&P are both going to hit upside resistance. NASDAQ's got miles to go because the NASDAQ started retracing last week, whereas the others started rallying. Or not rallying, going sideways more like, but so we got much closer resistance on these two guys. So just we need to watch these because we're probably going to run into traffic before we do on the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ running out the highs. It's good. We're off. small resistance here. The NAS. So upside target on the NASDAQ is Friday's high. And then obviously Thursday's high and the weekly high, which is 150 ADR. So it's going to have to go hell for leather to get there today. But we got a chance of certainly testing Friday high as well today. Anybody got any FX pairs you want to look at? Let me know. So just to recap what I've done on the 3 accounts. H1M5 mean reversion on Friday banked 0.16%, which was CAD Swiss. So these were quick, straight in, straight out trades. Just taking money off as fast as possible at the moment because the market's going sideways. So just not really reaching for long targets at all. Just want to get stuff in the bank. Today so far have banked euros, pound Swiss, banked pound Swiss short today. So that hit the propulsion gap. My target was down here at 125 ADR, but we started to push down and I had an opportunity to take 0.3 off, so I did. So took that off today. Just wanted to reduce my pound exposure a little bit because I've got 3 shorts on, and obviously we've got the pound news on Thursday. So there's a very high probability we're going to do that for 3 days because there's no real catalyst to move the euro and the Swiss. And obviously the pound is probably going to wait around for the rate announcement. So it may well get back down and retest this move before then, but I just wanted to bank something. So that's one I took off. Everything else is just sitting, waiting, because it's all sideways at the moment. Pound yen's the main problem, which has been the main problem for the last 8 days. We've been sitting sideways. Can't do anything with it. We've got the reverse alert in there, which is a good sign. We've double topped, which is a good sign. We've made a new lower high than that one, which is a good sign. We just need to break this low. That's where we're struggling. Every time we get down to this propulsion gap from this little accumulation or flag, we've been buying it. Every single time we hit the level, we buy it. So today, I'd like to see the market sit and accumulate at this level because that will give it an opportunity tomorrow's Asian session to actually get a pop and get through that level. But we'll see. So I've got the aggressive drawdown control position on from here, which is taken on 6 days ago. And that's got a break even on it. So just waiting. Other than that, not a lot else to bank. Pound New Zealand I'm in, which has got some profit on at the moment. Again, very much the same as pound yen. We're stuck, have been stuck sideways for all that time. So yeah, just sitting on that one as well. There's an opportunity to take this off as a profit at the moment. Got $160 odd on that, which is about 0.35%. So I could take that off. And obviously if it breaks, that's fine. But what I'd rather is obviously it just breaks. There's no catalysts for the pound coming up until Thursday, but we have got the Australian CPI figure coming out on Wednesday. So that will kick the New Zealand dollar as well. So potentially that might give us that push down. But at the moment, I'm just not going to take it off because it is just flip-flopping around at the minute. And it's another attempt at the lows. We've got a nice weak pound today, so might get out the bottom. So yeah, just there's nothing particularly in problems there apart from obviously those yen pairs. The yen pairs we're just stuck on. There's nothing we can do with the yen. It's sideways. So let's have a quick look back over here. Not moving, is it? Yeah, so pound New Zealand. Done that one already. Euro New Zealand. That's not going anywhere at all. Sideways, stuck. Haven't had an entry on this one all month. So this is all of January, basically. You can see on the screen here, hasn't been one signal. Haven't traded it at all. There's a nice pattern reversal up there, which is kind of an inverse. What's it called? You know, one of them. I've forgotten the name of it completely. It's gone out of my head, but it's an inverse one of those. No, my brain's gone. I'm having a brain fart. Wick off. It's an inverse wick off. Sorry, bear with me one sec. Yeah. So yeah, Euro New Zealand just not going anywhere at the moment. Very much like the rest of the market. So there's no extensions. You've got a nice support resistance here, which we hit and have rejected. So if we get down to 125 ADR today, or when we get down to that level, either tomorrow or today, good chance of a bounce. But this is an ADR reversal, so it's already hit ADR today. You've had your 5-minute reversal alert. You've had your retest. So it's a long entry from here back up into this area or this area. So you've got somewhere in the region of, since you got the reversal alert, 65 pips to the upside, which is half an ADR, or around about 75 pips. So about half an ADR movement to the upside on that one. Brian, been in GU forever? Depends how you're in it. I've been in and out of it twice this month. Got the short there, the long there. But it hasn't gone anywhere. So we came back and retested the propulsion gap again. Sideways. Did have 2 signals on this, though, this month. So took both of those, one in, one out. Easy. Not a lot else. Very, very sideways. So yeah, so that's the H1M5 account. Market's stuck. 1 hour movement, that's all. ADR reversals banked 1.39% on Friday, 14.5% up on the month. Banked 0.34% this morning. Remind myself what I banked. Pound Swiss this morning. So I got out the pound Swiss. So this was those two. I took the 3rd position off on Friday because I was worried about this area here acting as a support bounce. Everything is in a range at the moment. Everything is in a range. So when I see anything like this, basically at the moment, I'm just getting out as soon as I possibly can, just because it is just not going anywhere. So yeah, just a bit cautious, really, getting out of stuff. So wasn't a lot of profit. It's 0.34 bank this morning, but I did bank about 0.5% on Friday on it as well, which is in there. So out of that, nothing in drawdown. There's nothing even in 1% of drawdown. Pound New Zealand is the closest at the moment. That's in a 1% of drawdown. So again, just waiting for that to drop. Hedging 8% up on the month, 0.73 banked on Friday. This Aussie yen kind of tells the story. Look, so hedged on this one, hedge long and a hedge short. Long target is there, short target is there. Yeah. Since I got into the initial position, which was there, we haven't done anything. So just stuck in it as well. But this is the story of our life at the moment, just being stuck in positions because it's all sideways. So there's bits and pieces I can bank on it, like this on the pound New Zealand. I can bank a little bit. That's coming down really nice. That Aussie yen, is that a yen move? Yes, yen strength coming through. Yeah, nice pound yen moving as well. So US dollar's powering up at the same time as the yen because it's not moving. So there's a little bit to bank on the pound New Zealand. Again, I was going to watch this one when we got down to support today. We seem to have hit support twice in the last 5 hours and stuck. So we haven't popped though. So hopefully we just break down. So we'll see. So yeah, there we go. So 8%, 14.5%, 6%, and 15 on SIH. So good January so far. So far. Obviously it's not over. We've got 1 day for them to ruin my life. No, 2 days. 31 days, isn't there? 31 days to screw it up, basically. Afternoon, Rico. So it's stuck on the indices, totally stuck. 15 minutes. Haven't gone anywhere. Looks very much like this morning's DAX and FTSE price action. Exactly the same. So we opened up and just sat for half an hour. Didn't go anywhere. FTSE took about 20 minutes to get going. Then it actually made a move, but then it obviously just came back. So, and we're back inside the initial pre-market range. Just tells the story of this entire month, doesn't it? Just awful, awful trading conditions this month. Okay. Possibly looking like we might get a long break. Okay, a little bit of bull price action coming in. See if we can get a run on this. So that's really what I've got for you today. There's not a lot else to talk about. This it's going to be one of those weeks this week where we're going to get, because there's no news catalysts. We've got that tomorrow afternoon, which doesn't really do a lot, these two. So today and tomorrow are pretty much a case of wait until Wednesday. So the CPI is going to kickstart the Aussie and the New Zealand potentially on Wednesday. We've got CPI potentially to kickstart the Euro and the Swiss on Wednesday at some point. This is always an all-day announcement because the German figures are released by state. There's 7 states in Germany. Now you're testing my knowledge. 6 states in Germany. So they release them basically all at different times. So we don't get the final figures for a while. So it comes out at some point during the day, but usually you get a good gauge for it and the market sort of powers up through the day. And then we get non-farm employment and then obviously into the Canadian GDP and then Fed. So there's nothing happening until Wednesday. 16 states, there's 6. 6 states in Germany. Oh, there might be 16 states maybe, but there's only 6 that declare. 6 big ones, is there maybe? I don't know. I don't do geography. So yeah, so today and tomorrow is very much going to be a case of coming on and going, there's no ADRs, there's no RSIs. If we've had a push down, it's probably going to push back up type thing, which tends to be what we get in FOMC week. It's just up, down, up, down. And the indices aren't going anywhere either. If you get an FCA regulated broker to classify you as professional client to access high leverage, does that impact your tax situation? Speak to your accountant. Your tax is paid. Your tax is paid on you as a person. Your tax is paid on your earnings. How you earn is up to you. If you're a limited company, you'll draw dividends. If you're a private self-employed, you will just earn money and you'll pay tax on that. How your broker classifies you is irrelevant. They have to report your earnings regardless. So if you register as a limited company in that respect, yeah, I mean, they still report what you've done. It doesn't affect you tax-wise. Not that I'm aware of. Well, I wasn't told it was anyway. So not by my accountant anyway. Dougal, I don't have an FBG indicator on my chart. I have a propulsion gap indicator on my chart. You're obviously an ICT follower, in which case, unlucky. That's why you're not making any money. But anyway, this is the propulsion gap indicator. It's part of support resistance propulsion, which is this one here. Why is my website always so slow during the stream? So go and have a look at that video. That indicator, rather. There's a video there. Where's the video gone? There you go. So go and watch that video. We don't use the terminology FBG. It's just made up. It's just a propulsion candle. I nearly drowned in my coffee then. Bah ha 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 ha. I love the ICT hate. Sorry, you can't love a guy, can you? You can't love him. Got these blind followers. He's been proven to be a con man and a rip-off merchant by many people online with proof, and yet people still follow him blindly. No one ever makes any money out of his stuff. No one ever has. No one ever does. No one does at the moment. They still blindly follow him. I have no idea why. It's bizarre. It's like the guy's got some kind of hypnotism over people. Like, why would you follow someone that doesn't make money? It's bizarre. It's not hate, it's just confusion. I don't hate anybody in this industry, really. It's just that, unless you prove me wrong, I only know 2 people out there that actually do this live on stream, me and someone else. And I come in here every day and I show you my P&L and every single trade I take. Yeah, none of the others do they? So I don't know why people follow them. It's bizarre. This is partly why I do this, because I couldn't find anybody doing this, actually showing you it done. They're all just selling you something. Yeah, they're selling you courses. I crap turtles. Brian, I know it's early in the morning over there, but are you sure you've had your coffee or something? Dougal, US 30 to the moon. You've already said that. Why? Why is US 30 to the moon, Dougal? Explain your logic. Where's your crystal ball? Tell me why that's happening. Who's the someone else? I'm not telling you, Outro. Well, actually, they don't do it live on stream. It's Tom Hugard. He's the only other person I know that day in, day out trades live. And there's other people out there that do it on YouTube, but they're not doing it for real, are they? People like, I'm not going to mention their names. I don't want to get told off, basically, but, you know, there's many people out there that, let's just say, there's many people out there that sell courses, own brokerages, own prop firms, and never show you any. I didn't say that outright. I wasn't mentioning any names, but you've just mentioned somebody. They come on there and they trade. They just show you a trade. They show you another trade. They show you another trade. But they don't show you every trade and everything that goes on every account. I can come on here, right, and do this. I'm going to take a trade short. Yes, that was fantastic. That's made 25,000. Come back tomorrow and I'll take another trade. I got long. I lost that one. Never mind. It was, remember that one I took 6 weeks ago that was 64 grand? It doesn't matter, does it? Because I made the 64 grand trade. Tot up. Go into these people's streams. Look at their replays. Tot up the amount of money they've lost. It's a shocker. It really is. Seriously. And there's certain people that sell courses, not mentioning any names like ICT or anybody, that even don't do it for life, do they? Anyway, I love it when someone new comes in who's an ITC follower. ICT follower. It's always good. We always have these lovely conversations. Anyone knows what FVG is? Google, you're going to get banned in a minute if you keep talking that crap. Right, we do not trade ICT in here. Mention it again, you're banned. Go on, dare you. You can tell it's boring trading conditions again, can't you? We're having one of those boring days. Only streams at certain times and always has winners when he's not on stream. Exactly. It's like that picture of that video that Greg Secker put out. He's got a video where some guy, I think his name was Tom or something, trash talked him live on stream, and he shut him up by making 65 grand or something. Who's the fool now? Blah, 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 blah. One trade live on stream that he does once a month. And he puts a video out showing how amazing he is. That's a load of crap, isn't it? I can put a video out showing you one trade. Tell you what, let's do it. So, on Tuesday last week, I shorted the pound Swiss, and then the next day it pushed up, and I knew for a fact it was coming down because I have this amazing propulsion gap indicator, and when it gets a certain distance away from it, it's guaranteed to be magnetically drawn towards it. So I shorted it, and look at that. I made $27,000 on that trade because I was over leveraged. There you go. Come and join my stream tomorrow. Sorry, I can tell I'm in a sarcastic mood this afternoon. It's very, very boring in here today, isn't it? There's nothing going on. This thing's stuck fast. I like you have your account balances online. Good. I'm glad you do, Dougal. Got my coffee? Hasn't kicked in yet, Brian. Yeah. To be fair, that Don Vo kid does all right, although he doesn't use fixed stop losses. Don Vo, never heard of him. I don't follow anybody, so I don't really spend much time. The only people I hear about are the ones that advertise to me on YouTube. The reason they're advertising is because they're selling something, isn't it? So they're the only ones I know about. The ones that are under the radar with hardly anybody following them, a la me, are the ones that are actually doing it and making money, because we're not out there flogging £1,000 courses. And he doesn't use fixed stop losses. How weird is that, Easy? Another person not using fixed stop losses making money? Who'd have thought it? Has he done the position trading bootcamp by any chance? Sarah, yes, please. I don't know what that was too. Tom Dante. Yeah, don't know. Samuel Leach, no idea. I don't watch anybody, Chuck, so I can't answer these. I don't know who these people are. I don't follow anybody, do I? I mean, if I could follow people, I wouldn't be streaming every day for 4 hours. I'd love to follow more people because I'd love to see what other people are up to. But I just don't get the chance anymore because it takes time to watch people and spend time on it, doesn't it? Although I did take the reversal on the NASDAQ off Friday's open. Good man. Yeah, I mean, Friday was bit of a dubious reversal from a support resistance perspective, but that's why I got out as well on Friday. So Friday's, sorry, I didn't cover that, did I, this morning? Friday, banked 0.5% on Friday, but it was like pulling teeth, trying to get out. So the NAS got hedged on, got out at the double top high. That was the target up there, and then got the aggressive exit down to there. So probably in the same place as you did, I'd imagine. And S&P was very much the same. So hedged, exit at the highs, aggressive exit out. And the Dow was a clean break, I believe, on Friday. Yeah. So the Dow was a clean break, straight in, straight to target, done. Same as the FTSE this morning, basically. But yeah, not an easy week last week. It was a mess. Everything was a mess. Dougal, I'll give you some homework. Go into all of the trading groups you're in. Go into anywhere on Telegram or Discord. Any trading group, right? And just ask if anybody has worked in the banking sector before, and wait until they come back to you. And then ask them, could they explain what IPDA is, please? And just see what reaction you get. It's interesting because the entire concept of ICT is based around the interbank price delivery algorithm that controls price, which you can read, but the banks don't know anything about it. So the interbank price delivery algorithm isn't known by the banks, but it apparently controls everything the banks do. So before you go any further down the ICT route, just speak to some bankers and verify that IPDA exists, and then make your own mind up as to which route you should take moving forward. Is there a stream provided by the Trading Pit? There is a stream provided by the Trading Pit. But it is so boring. He comments that everybody already on the comments what everybody already has on their screens. There's a lot of streams out there. Hedged on the NASDAQ. Like I said, I just don't get a chance to watch anything anymore. Reality is you stay around long enough to realize stops don't work, or you lose everything and leave. Yeah, that's why 95% of people fail in trading, because they get stopped out and they realize that they can't do it, but they never actually think about why they failed. Leach is a marketer and got his own broker. Most of them have got something going on. Perry Kaufman doesn't use stop losses either. Never heard of him, but if he makes money, now you know why. It's not just me, you know. I'm not the only person out here doing what I do, right? I have put together a bootcamp which shows how I trade. I'm not the only person that trades this way. All of the banks and hedge funds do it as well. So, you know, I'm not the only person out there you'll find that is making money, but I can guarantee you we've all got the same thing in common. Dougal, I followed one for 8 months and he never made any money at all. I think you stood around a little bit too long on that one. 8 months. If you're following somebody and they haven't made any money in a quarter, I would probably run a mile virtually immediately. If they can't make money in 3 months, they're in trouble. Truth is, you're not the only one that makes money on live streams. But yeah, your tools are top. Yeah, no, I know. I just don't. A lot of people make money on live streams, but I haven't found anybody that shows you everything consistently, which is the problem, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, if you know, you see my P&L here. Yeah, go and look at a live stream from last Tuesday. I was in all this on last Tuesday. It's all the same stuff. Not making it up. These are trades. This is my P&L. This is all this, you know. Nothing's hidden. It's all there. But a lot of people, there's a guy that trades futures who I used to follow years ago. Matt, trades by Matt. And he's now gone private, I think. He's got his stream. I think you have to pay for his stream now. But I was following him and I was like, yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing really well. Then he'd have a bad day. And I'm like, oh, everyone has a bad day. And he did and I was just like, you know, bouncing in his stream in and out, in and out, in and out. So I decided to go back through his live streams because he's one of those people that posts what he's done. I don't know if I've still got him. Yeah, I have. Look. So he's one of these people that posts what he's done in his streams. So now, see, they've all disappeared now. They're not there anymore. But look, he posts plus 720 profit, plus 715. 4 months ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But this used to be completely full of his stuff. So what I did was I went through and I just got a calculator out and I went through 3 months and just totted this up. So it would say a minus if it was a minus day and it would say a plus if it's a plus day. So I just totted it all up. You get the impression when you're watching the streams and everything, it's all fantastic. It's all going really well. You tot it up. He lost tens of thousands over a period of 3 months. But you see this. You ignore the minuses, but you only see those. But those big minuses completely get rid of 5 days worth of those pluses. And it's not until you actually sit and do your due diligence on something, you suddenly go, oh, I thought this guy was making money. He's not. But he has got 1,000 people a day in his stream. And if you know anything about YouTube, it's a decent amount of money you're earning out of 1,000 views live. Yeah, forget the replays. So yeah, there's fairly good income coming from YouTube. Just saying, you know, a lot of these you have to really look into, even if they look like they're making money. You just got to be careful. I've watched one ICT video in my life, and it was over a year ago. Then how do you know about FVGs? Was it the only video you watched was about FVGs? It must have been the bit that stuck in your mind. Probably because it's the only bit that actually makes any sense. Big moves by the bank get retested by the bank. That's pretty much the logic. I don't think there's been another industry in human history that is so full of scammers as Forex. Yeah, I agree, unfortunately. Look at our Telegram group. I still haven't decided what to do about the Telegram group, but yeah, there's a lot of them. A lot of scammers. But the good thing about, over the weekend, the good thing about my Telegram group is now, if you join the Telegram group and you message for the first time, you get contacted by multiple scammers almost immediately. So it should switch light bulbs on for people that as soon as they join the group and say something, 3 people pretending to be me from 3 separate Telegram accounts contact them trying to sell them something. So surely you have to sit there and go, but you've just contacted me on another account. Oh, hang on, hang on a minute. Which one's the real you? Hopefully now people are going to go, well, obviously it's a scam. Rather than there was just one person pretending to be me. Now there's multiple people. So it should be obvious to people that it ain't me. Or apart from the message that goes up every day and the pinned message at the top that says beware of scammers, but I can't do much more than that. So as long as that happens and people don't get scammed, I just can't bear it. People getting scammed when they're pretending to be me. It just does my head in. Nothing I can do there. Yeah, I tried him a few months ago. He was all over the place. Did my head in. And he was not cheap. Who's that? Trades by Matt. Yeah. His strategy is quite sound because he trades a variation on VWAP and value areas, which is in futures is actually a pretty good strategy. So the strategy is pretty sound. At the end of the day, it's a momentum-based strategy where you flip a coin and hope that the price goes your way, which is pretty much trading down to a T, isn't it? The whole FVG thing is so oversaturated on YouTube. But the thing is, though, the FVG is not his concept. This is the whole thing I hate about it as well. It's not his. He didn't come up with the thing at all. It's just a propulsion candle. And, it's a variation on M.A. Perry's wide range bar theory. It's nothing to do with ICT. M.A. Perry invented it in the 1980s. So, it's just like he's kind of publicized the propulsion move, which is great because everybody knows about it now. But it's not a thing new. It's, this is, my propulsion indicator is exactly what it says. It's a propulsion candle. These are called propulsion candles. They have been. They always have been. But other people call them different things. That's all it is. It's the same concept. How you use them is obviously up to you. I use them for targeting, as you know. So I target propulsion gaps because it's a bank order. And the banks will either add to or undo that order, basically, which is all the logic is behind it. It's not complicated, but you can make it incredibly complicated. And there's 1,000 ways to use these things. At the end of the day, all it is showing you where the banks started a move from. So, there's a billion strategies you could base around that one candlestick. And there's a billion theories on why they form. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter why they formed, does it? What matters is they did form, and we know they get retested by banks. That's all you need to know. The rest of it's all just after the fact type stuff, isn't it? EuroCAD. Can I have a look at EuroCAD? Are we waiting for something to happen? Dow. 1.5 hour now. We just got a little break on the S&P as well. NASDAQ's dead. EuroCAD is H1 RSI extension. Nice divergence there going in at the moment. Bullish. Got that propulsion move. Multiple propulsion targets to the upside to aim for. So if you stick a fib on this, it's a long. We just broken out the lows. So yeah, I mean, that's 50%, 38. So somewhere up in that propulsion gap or that propulsion gap for a long. M5 reversal is going in a second. You would have had one there. Just about. Which has just been invalidated by that low. So there's your new one there. So you would have had an entry there on the H1 RSI extension. Yeah, just about. So you would be in already from there. S&P trying to go for new highs. Good morning, Meh. Mema. I love your name, Meh. Where's the other guy gone? Derp hasn't been in here for a while, has he? That reminds me. We had a guy who used to come into the streams called Derp. Yarp. Price expansion and retest. That's the way I learned it. Yeah. It's all the same stuff. As I've said many times in here before, you will learn the same stuff over and over and over and over again. Market is just full of the same information. But taught in a different way, which is, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you understand that. There's when something turns, it turns because of bank movement. As long as you understand that it's not because of an indicator going over a line, it's because of a bank movement, you're fine. You just have to understand. The core to everything in this industry is understanding how and why it moves. ADR on Euro Yen. Nice move on this yen. Yeah, so if you can understand how and why it moves, everybody's looking for the indicator, the EA or the strategy that makes them money. If they spent as much effort looking into why is this candlestick going down now, if they understood that, everything else would make sense and you would know what to do and what not to do. But they don't put any time into understanding why this works. All these people out there that call this fundamentals, forget that. You don't need to know about fundamentals. It's irrelevant. What you need is this indicator and this indicator and this indicator. If you combine them together and wait for this to do that and the sun to go up and that time to hit that time when there's not a full moon and press the button, you'll be fine. And then they press the button, and all of a sudden price shoots up and they go, see, I told you so. But they didn't realise that it was just had the CPI on the Australian dollar. It's got nothing to do with any of those indicators. It moved up because the inflation figure changed. Yeah, they don't pay any attention to what actually makes the market move. The market moves based on the fundamentals, which causes the banks to place large orders in one direction or the other. There's nothing else in the market. It is the exchange rate between two currencies based on the fundamental strength of those currencies. That's it. It's moved by 10 large institutional banks. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no indicator you can put on your chart that's ever going to help you determine whether something is going to go in a direction. Just doesn't work that way. But people will sell you multiple courses based on the same idea that something moves up and down. We know that. Look at a chart. Literally it, isn't it? If you think about it. It's not until you've done a load of courses you suddenly realise that it's all the same stuff. No. They're trying to sell you something to pick a point in time where a bank will enter an order. You can't do that. Best thing on the planet is this. Shows you where the banks have been. Where the banks have been is where the banks return to. All you need to know. And when the banks have moved, usually they will revert back to one of those levels. So once they've had a big move, there's a higher probability of them putting back than not. I don't know why there's not many more courses doing that, but there isn't, is there? I guess because I don't know. But as Brian's just said, price expansion and retest is expansion in the market, accumulation, balance, range. 3 different courses teaching you the same thing. Price goes up and down and it hasn't moved as much as it did before. You can call it 3 different things, sell it 3 different times for $1,000. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's the bank's not moving the market anywhere. You don't need a lesson or a course to teach you that, do you? You can see it on your chart. Just need to know how to use it. S&P's got new high on the session. Dow, very, very weak bullish market structure, but it is trying to get to Friday's high, as is the S&P. So we've got half a chance of getting 2 TPs hit, which will pay for the hedge. Which I think if I can do that today, I'll probably call it a day, because I should imagine when we get to any kind of resistance, based on the fact that the speed of this movement, if we get to any kind of limit orders in the market, it's going to really get hammered down again. So I think the best thing to do today is try and get out as soon as possible. Big order just came in there on the S&P and the NAS. I did just find out over the weekend that a distant cousin of mine worked a FX desk at one of the big banks. Get in contact with him and pick his brains. Yeah. Depends what sort of desk you worked at. There's a lot of people working on FX desks, but the vast majority of them are kind of what I call and what the market generally tends to deem as the commercial desks, which are the just button pushers that place the orders. So you get given the order of 25 million to execute, and that goes through the market maker. It's kind of like a market maker desk, if you like. But the speculative desks is where the money's made. Those are the guys that are earning the big bucks, that are using the bank's money to make money, to give you that interest. It's funny, isn't it? Banks and institutions generally tend to make sort of 5 to 10% return on a speculative desk in a month. And they give you like 0.5% to 1% maybe in interest. And they're using the rest of it to stick in their pocket. If only we could move the market. Wouldn't that be good? Pangen, you can see how much swap I've got on this now. Look, we're just approaching break even and I'm 1.2% in drawdown. So I've taken 1.2% drawdown, 1.2% swaps on this since beginning of January. Yes, 2nd of January. I got into this right for day one, didn't I? Day 2, 3rd of January. So in a month, this has cost me 1.2% to hold it. It's bloody expensive, the yen at the moment. So let's hope this is not another bounce. So we've got a double top followed by a double top. So it's kind of a lower high, lower high. If you look on the 4-hour chart, it's a little bit clearer what we're doing. We are rolling over. So if we can get this low broken, you can see the reversal alert there. Look, the orange, yellow triangle, orange triangle. Just about, it's a bit difficult to see, but yeah. So that high is the high of the month. That was the last batch of sell orders that came in before we made that high. These guys have not taken control of this market all month, but the buyers have also failed to take control of this market all month. We can get that low broken. It's coming down. Just got a break. Just got to get some sellers on board. Get through that level. Day could be the day. But then again, we thought that day was going to be the day. We thought that day was going to be the day. We thought that day was going to be the day. We thought that day was going to be the day. Doesn't this look like the day as well? I almost want to take this aggressive position off up here and just get out of half of this thing just to reduce the drawdown on it, because it's just costing a fortune in swaps at the minute. So I can bank just shy of $1,000 and that will, I can use half of that so I can reduce the position size down by 50%. Very tempting. Not in that. Tricky. Okay, back inside the pre-market range again. Stuck. Right, I'm going to call it a day there, I think, because we're not going anywhere. So hedge on the NASDAQ, I'm in already. So based on price action today, I'm going to move the target way up. So looking at the low from Friday, and the high from Friday, we're really, really struggling to get anywhere today. So we're an hour into the session. So I think if I can get 2.5R, so basically it's 3R to the downside, we can get a move 3R to the downside, pretty much 3R to the upside. So basically yesterday's high and yesterday's low, which is also pre-market low today, which is where we opened basically. On the NASDAQ, so if one of those two gets hit, I'll get out and get the aggressive positions on. We're quite a long way shy of ADR, but we've had no volume at all on the European session today. Obviously, we've got no volume on the US session, so we shouldn't be targeting ADR. It's highly unlikely we're going to get enough volume to get to ADR. So if we can test the highs and lows of the previous day, that's probably the best we can hope for, I think, today. So that's what I'm going to do on the NAS. These are still long breaks at the moment only. So target to the upside. That would be $200. So I could bank 250, 350 on the morning. So I'm going to move my targets for both on the S&P to that high, and the same with the Dow. So if we do get the long break, I'm just going to get out of both positions there. So that will bank me roughly $400 on these two. I've got 140 hedged, which gives me about 260, and I've got $100 banked from this morning session. So puts me up on 350 for the day if it happens. If it breaks to the downside and we hedge, it'll be the same thing. I'll be targeting yesterday's low and the previous day's low. So there's 5R, so that's perfect for a downside target. Upside target, I think I'll probably bring down to the double top. But if it does hedge, it's likely that we're going to break down, because we've tried to go long, we've rejected, so it's more likely the sellers are going to take control and drive it down today. If it obviously breaks to the downside and we get hedged. So downside on the Dow is yesterday's low, which is just shy of ADR. Can't do anything with it. It's not moving. So I have to wait. Wait for it to do something. Feels like the NAS wants to range lows from overnight. It's all ranging. This is the problem. This is what I said this morning in the live room. It's this week. It's non-farm payroll week. Non-farm payroll week is notorious for having a slow start because nobody wants to do anything until Wednesday evening, because there's absolutely no point in buying a bucket load of stocks when you don't know whether the US dollar is going to be cheaper on Wednesday. Therefore, you should buy them on Wednesday. You get more stock for your money. And equally, you don't want to get out of any trades prior to that because you might get more money out of them. So it's notoriously rangy. We do get decent moves, decent ADR hits, but they usually are V-shaped recoveries and A-shaped recoveries. So you're just getting wider ranges rather than smaller ranges. However, we do get weeks where they suddenly buy a load of speculative moves up before the news. So you get a big, strong move into the news, and then Wednesday, you get the midweek reversal. So who knows? But at the moment, so far today, it's looking like all markets are flat. They're not interested, are they? So reduce ranges, reduce your targets, just get out. To be honest, if I'm watching this later on this afternoon and these two add up to $140 worth of profit, I'd just probably shut the lot and walk away, because it's not worth trying to push it. The market's not giving you anything. It's not giving you anything. Wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. We can't do anything with the range-bound market, apart from sell the highs and buy the lows, but can't even get there, can it? So just watching everything else. Range at the moment. I've got quite a lot I can bank. This pound is doing nicely today. This is probably the only thing so far, and the euro actually, to be fair, isn't it? we've got some movement on the European markets. So Euro's starting to rally back out, but the pound still seems a little bit weak. But that yen is powering up nicely. So hopefully we get some yen strength coming through and we can break some of these lows. We might get a move on the yen before Wednesday. But obviously then you might well get undone on FOMC. So I will leave it there. That's the plan for the afternoon for these. See where we go. I think you scared Dougal. I think Dougal's probably gone. People should know by now, if they come in here spouting ICT crap, they're going to get both barrels. Anyway. But I suppose because they've never been in here before, they don't know that, do they? They soon learn. I should be more polite to people, really, shouldn't I? I do come across as quite abrasive, but he's back. Look, Dougal hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here. But seriously, Dougal, go and watch the boot camp. Go and get this position trading handbook. I'll put a link in the group chat. Read that. Follow the instructions. Watch the videos. Make some money. Stop following gurus. I'm not a guru. I'm a trader, by the way. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 7:50 and 3:20 in the afternoon. Hopefully we get some breaks. It looks like I'm getting hedged. Yeah, I'm hedged. Hedged on the S&P. So let me just move targets while I'm on. I might just leave that there, actually, to be honest. So we're probably going to find limits trigger there, but we've also got limits and limits there. So this whole area, basically just shy of ADR up to yesterday's low. Anywhere in there, we're going to find limit orders triggering today. Highs, I'm going to reduce target down. I can't see us getting out. It's just, I mean, look at it. There's no volume. I can't see us getting out of that high. So if we get to that level, I'm just looking for a bounce. And even if we do go for the break, we should get a bounce which will get us out. So I'm going to get out up there on the S&P. Dow Jones, NASDAQ I've already put in place. Dow Jones, I'm not hedged on yet. But same thing. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low, which is just shy of ADR. I can't see us doing more than that today. I'm not hedged on that yet, so that's still got the opportunity to break and make money. But I will still take it all off at the highs. So these highs here are $200. I've got 280 hedged. So it'll be $100 loss if the other two don't get to target those, obviously. And I thumbs up. Good man, Dougal. Keep them thumbs up coming. There's only 64 people in here this afternoon. I was scared everybody off. This is good because I only want the people that don't get scared. Right, I'll leave it there. Anything you need, let me know. I'll be in Telegram group. Other than that, I'll be back tomorrow, same time as usual, 7:50 tomorrow morning for Frankfurt, 2:20 for the afternoon session. We'll see how we get on with these. If I make any changes, I'll post them in Telegram. But do I use different settings on the US 30? No. No, don't use different settings on anything. Holy Wix map. Yeah, Wix. See, look, I mean, there's a high probability we're going to get down to there and we're going to do that again, isn't it? So, yeah, just a mess. It's a mess today. One of those days where we just have to go, not working. We get the days where we go, cha-ching, and we get the days where we just can't do much with it. Yeah, so back tomorrow. Anything you need, let me know. Other than that, I'll be in Telegram. Hopefully, have a good afternoon. Hopefully, that yen keeps pushing. We can make some money on these yen moves. However, I've got a 99% probability of them bouncing out of there because that's what they've done for the last 2 weeks. But we will see. We'll find out tomorrow morning. So come back tomorrow. All right, have a good day. Anything you need, let me know. Other than that, I will see you in the next session. Have a good one.